Good afternoon. I am Kaylin Lopes, and here's what's making news now. New polls suggest that Ontario Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford could win majority in Ontario. Main Street Research released a poll this morning that the PC party is in a 21-point lead over the Liberals. Within Toronto, the poll found the PCs sit at 37.5%, with a 35% for the Liberals, 20.3% for NDPs, and 6% for the Green Party. The provincial election is set to be held on June 7th. In other local news, a fire broke out last night, destroying a house under renovation in Nobleton. No one was injured in the fire near King Road and Highway 27. The house was engulfed in flames and it spread onto the neighbor's house. The Ontario Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of the fire. RCMP found human remains that linked to a missing Australian woman near a resort town of Whistler, BC. Police say in a news release, Alison Raspa was reported missing since last November. Visitors found human remains in a partially frozen lake in Alpha Lake Park on Friday. The RCMP and coroners are investigating the cause of death, but it does not appear to be suspicious. Now for today's weather forecast.
The Raptors are back in action tonight for a road matchup against the Orlando Magic. The last time we saw the Raptors, they were coming off an emotional meltdown of a loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The NBA recently confirmed that the no call against DeMar DeRozan was in fact the correct call. DeRozan, who was ejected shortly after, will look to rebound against the Magic, who are 14th in the Eastern Conference. After losing 6 of the last 7, the Magic look like an easy target for a Raptors team looking to get their groove back. Also, look for the possible return of Fred VanVleet, who was questionable for tonight's game. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. The Blue Jays have announced that it will be Jay Happ who will take the mound on opening day against the Yankees. The veteran left-hander has started over 200 games in his career, but has never started on opening day. Since returning to the Blue Jays in 2016, Happ has posted a 30-15 record and has been a workhorse for the team's rotation. Gibbons, who announced the move earlier today, told reporters that Happ is one of those guys you look forward to on the days he pitches. Following Happ in the rotation will be Aaron Sanchez, Marco Estrada, Marcus Stroman, and Jamie Garcia. In preparation for opening day, the Blue Jays are currently in action against the Philadelphia Phillies. It will be a battle of heavyweights tonight as the Maple Leafs travel to Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Leafs will look for their 5th win in a row tonight, but the Atlantic Division leading Lightning will be quite the challenge. Not only do the Lightning lead the Eastern Conference with 102 points, but their 260 goals are also most in the NHL. The Leafs will look to battle without the likes of Austin Matthews yet again, as the star player has been out of action since late February. The injury outlook for goaltender Frederik Andersen is a bit more positive as he continues his recovery from injury, though the team is still uncertain if he will start tonight. The puck is set to drop at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all for your Toronto sports news. Now over to Alessandra with the latest celebrity news.
Thanks, Daniel. Demi Lovato was in Toronto last night. Demi took the stage and rocked the Air Canada Centre alongside her opening acts DJ Khaled and Kalani. During the concert, DJ Khaled congratulated the Grammy-nominated singer for being 6 years sober. She came, she rocked, and now she's headed off to New Jersey. A Philadelphia judge has rejected Bill Cosby's lawyer's demand for a 3-month delay for his sexual assault retrial. Judge Stephen O'Neill has moved to start the jury selection to April 2nd and has scheduled hearings March 29th to the 30th. Cosby has pleaded not guilty to all charges laid against him. Cosby's first trial last year ended in a hung jury. The Weinstein Company filed for bankruptcy in a Delaware court yesterday. Companies like Lionsgate Entertainment Corporation and Lantern Capital have made offers to acquire some assets from the company. But more importantly, more than 70 women have accused Harvey Weinstein, the co-founder of the Weinstein Company, of sexual misconduct, including rape. Harvey has denied all non-consensual sex with anyone. An email sent by the company to its employees stated that all non-disclosure agreements have been ended effective immediately. Now back to Kaylin for more news.
Thanks, Alessandra. 2 teenage students have been injured in a shooting at Great Mills High School in Maryland this morning. A 16-year-old girl who is in critical condition and a 14-year-old boy who is being treated in the hospital. The gunman was shot and killed by an armed campus guard. Al Murray shot a video posted on his Facebook page that shows police arriving at the high school.
But I know these policemen are going crazy. This guy just got, this police officer here, his truck, he just got out of his truck and ran into school with his shotgun or machine gun, something. I don't know what in the world is going on out here. But they started evacuating some of the students. This one here don't seem too excited. But the last guy that got out of that truck, I mean, he ran and here they come, man. I don't know what the world is going on.
The school was on lockdown for a little while and students were later evacuated. This is the 17th school shooting this year, according to CNN. A bomb went off this morning at FedEx facility outside San Antonio. This is the 5th bomb that has went off in Austin area, with the first bomb occurring 18 days ago. One FedEx team member suffered minor injuries. FBI San Antonio spokeswoman Michelle Lee says there could be a connection with the 4 Austin explosions. In other news, the world's last male northern white rhino, Sudan, has died. The veterinarians took precautions and froze his specimens, which may be able to save the northern white rhinos. Right now, only 2 females of its subspecies are alive in the world. Now to Connor for today's Twitter trends.
Thanks, Kaylin. I'm back with all your daily trending needs. We start on Twitter today. And have you got a tale of some unrequited love? Well, you aren't the only one, as Twitter users are sharing all of their tales today, and there are some amazing ones. User Nicole Barbosa tweeted, "I burned a CD for a guy I liked in high school, with all his favourite songs, and he gave it to another girl as a gift." How about this one by Eric Michael Garcia? "I wrote a song for a girl in high school on Valentine's Day, placed candies from her classroom to her lunch table with my guitar, only to realise she wasn't there that day for a class trip. She showed up at the end of the day. She only said we were good friends." Sticking with Twitter, and today is the first day of spring in Canada, or so we have been told. Despite this, the weather here in Toronto hasn't got the memo. Some Twitter users have rejoiced in joy, whilst others still feel that we are still in the midst of winter. So, what do you think? Do we still have a few more days of winter ahead? Moving on to the world of Facebook now, and did you hear the story of a man pulled over by police in the UK? The man was pulled over in Milton Keynes. He handed his licence over to the officer, but the officer was surprised to receive a spoof Homer Simpson licence. Some Facebook users praised his effort, whilst others couldn't due to an error over the address. And finally, musical superstars Lin-Manuel Miranda and Ben Platt have collaborated on a song which is currently trending at number 10 on YouTube. But what makes it so special? The song Found Tonight features a mix of 2 songs from award-winning shows Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. The duo teamed up to show support to those behind the March for Our Lives initiative. The powerful piece can be found on YouTube, where there is also a link to donate to the initiative. Well, that's all the time I have for now. Now over to Daniel with more of your sports news.
With less than 100 days until the 2018 World Cup, over half the teams in the tournament have released their home kits. The next step for teams participating in the World Cup will be finalizing their squads and determining who will be making the trip to Russia. The tournament will see superstars such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi compete for the most prestigious trophy in football. The current betting favorites to win the 2018 World Cup are Germany and Brazil, both at 5-1 odds. The tournament is set to run from June 14th to July 15th. The NHL's first player of Asian descent has died at the age of 94. Larry Kwong, a Chinese-Canadian born in British Columbia, played for the New York Rangers in 1946. Kwong only played a single minute, scoring no goals or assists, but he is credited for being the first player to break the color barrier in the NHL. Though he never played another minute of NHL action, Kwong continued his hockey career in Quebec and Europe. The MLB is looking to expand the game of baseball into England as they try to finalize a deal that will see the Yankees and Red Sox play a series in London. The proposed series would be a two-game series that would take place at Olympic Stadium on June 29th and 30th in 2019. The MLB chose Olympic Stadium as its large dimensions are the best suited to fit a baseball diamond. This is just the latest international exposure the MLB is seeking after playing games in Mexico, Japan, and Australia over the last 2 decades. Now, back over to Alessandra with all your latest entertainment news.
Thanks, Daniel. Former Sex and the City star Cynthia Nixon says she will challenge New York's current Democratic leader Andrew Cuomo in September. Nixon is a 51-year-old Manhattan mother of 3 and ally of Democratic New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Cuomo was favorited 66% over Nixon's 19% in a recent Siena College poll. Director Charlie Bean has been chosen to direct the newest live-action Disney classic, Lady and the Tramp, a story about 2 dogs who aren't supposed to fall in love but do. The original film opened up in 1955. Rapper Kodak Black has been removed from solitary confinement, his lawyer Bradford Cohen confirmed. Kodak Black reportedly spent up to 30 days in solitary confinement for allegedly using the phone to call someone whom he was not allowed to speak to. Kodak Black was arrested in January over an incident which occurred on his Instagram live broadcast, which showed his young child in the vicinity of marijuana and a handgun. The rapper is facing 2 charges, 1 count of possession of a firearm and 1 count of possession of cannabis over 20 grams. Kodak is also awaiting trial for sexual assault charges. Now back to Kaylin to wrap things up.
Thanks, Alessandra. French ex-president Nicolas Sarkozy was taken into custody this morning over allegations that he illegally accepted 50 million euros from Libya leader Muammar Gaddafi. Gaddafi allegedly helped finance some of his 2007 election campaign. Sarkozy was questioned by officers who specialize in corruption, money laundering, and tax evasion. Sarkozy has denied all allegations in the case. Seattle-based retailer Nordstrom is opening their first Canadian discount store today. Nordstrom will open in Vaughan Mills and promise savings up to 70%. The company announced other stores will open in the coming months, one of which is located in the Yorkville neighborhood. Today marks the first official day of spring. The vernal equinox marks the changing of the seasons in the Northern Hemisphere. Check out Melissa Messapelli's story about the equinox on skedline.com. That's what's making news now. Check out our website, skedline.com. I am Kaylin Lopes. Bye for now.